วัสดีค่ะ Good morning Welcome to Morning Thailand อวรรณสอนเครือหงส์
And I'm Thanannapat Noivien. Good morning, and you're watching the news edition on the Thursday, October the 10th, 2013. And of course, as usual, I have to say that there's a lot of updates and information that we really have to report this morning, especially
both good and bad at this point.
The situation of the protest in the heart of Bangkok, and also the flood situation in provinces, and especially down south.
Yeah, the violence down south. Apparently, it's got. I would have to say it's worsened because there are several bomb attacks that reported. 34 ATMs has been bombed in the three southernmost provinces. So before we go to the bad news, let's talk about good news. Now we know that our culture obviously dated back quite a while. We have quite a strong traditions and obviously a lot of craftsmanships that have been passed on from generation to generation. Now, one of the most famous antiques actually from the era, we call it Ban Chiang area. And at this point, there has been a contact with the foreign ministry talking to various private sectors and such and private owners that have voiced their will to actually return all the Ban Chiang antique artifacts back to Thailand. Now this is dated back, the operation actually dated back since 2002. A lot of people has showed a lot of interest to return artifacts back to Thailand, so at least we could, have a display and such. Now at this point, yesterday they said that the foreign ministry were able to disclose 76 of the artifacts, they call it Ban Chiang Antiques artifacts. Now they say that 5 of the Americans actually returned all these. They're actually returned to the Los Angeles Embassy in the United States, and the 5 of them are Benjamin R. Schneider, Robert Richine, Anita Busconwert, Gary Buck, and Richard Douglas. My voice is not very well today, sorry. Now, of course, like I said, since 2002, there's this type of willingness to return all the antiques back to Thailand to at least be displayed and showcase our culture. They say that it comes from various countries, of course, the United States, like I mentioned, also from Netherlands, Japan, as well as England. Now, this one is one of the, the biggest lot yet. Now they say that the Ban Chiang artifacts actually divided in 3 periods altogether. The first one is actually dated back as long as 5,000 years ago. So we're talking about a very long tradition and such, as well as the middle period, about 3,000 to 2,000 years ago. And the latest, the most recent one would be the 2,300 to 1,500 years ago. So it's, there's the potteries, there all the accessories and such, and involving one of them is the ivory bracelets as well. So it's very interesting indeed. Now they believe that all these people that returned the artifacts actually got a hold of the antiques during the time that they came into Thailand in Vietnam War period. And of course, they situated in the northeastern part of Thailand in Udon Thani, Nakhon Phanom provinces, and that's where the artifacts most located. And they say that they took it back with them, and of course, after generations and generations, their grandchildren would like to return it back to Thailand, so at least it could be displayed and showcase our culture. So thank you very much, and this is one of the best. And at this point they say that the artifacts will be showcased. They're not sure yet when and where, but we will report it to you later on.
Seriously, I have to say that young generation these days have to visit the museums more often. Because as a child, I went to the museum quite often. But nowadays, it seems that children they couldn't care less about ancient.
Because you have the virtual museum, you can just like slide your fingers.
That's true. That's the thing. I have one more good news for you this morning. Following news report on Tuesday, Kunikop, about the urgent transfer of a superintendent of Chieng Police Station over the quite untidy condition of his
a lightning
office.
transfer.
Police Colonel Sanan Bunphuan, who had been transferred to the Royal Thai Police Operations Center in Bangkok due to the condition of his office, as the Royal Thai Police Chief, Police General Adun Sangsingkao, cited that Police Colonel Sanan had failed to keep up with the police regulation standard. He had shown a poor performance in accordance with the regulation. He said that the station had been left dirty and lacked a welcoming experience to serve and provide justice to the people. That's according to the statement of the Royal Thai Police Chief. With all those graffiti on the walls and the bad smells, the condition there. So yesterday, there seems to be some kind of development to the situation there, because at around 3 p.m., the acting superintendent of Chieng Police Station, Police Colonel Pongthorn Panason, had ordered a major cleanup operation at the station, both inside and outside. That means the whole buildings of the police station had been painted with new color. And the toilets have been repaired, the places have been cleaned, all the environment has been beautified to meet up with the standard. I'm not pretty sure if all of that missions have been finished in one day or not, but that seems to be a very good development and reaction to the case.
And it could have been done way before that. That's the problem. I think that's a lot of people are very concerned of, is that, you know, there's a problem with this particular picture due to the fact that you have a lot of time to look into this, and that was one of the reasons why he got transferred, because obviously there's a lot of time for you to look into this, but you did not. So.
And regarding this case, the Metropolitan Police Chief, Police General Kamronwit Tuprajang, yesterday he had talked to reporter about the police station condition in Bangkok. He said that reporters should help him in providing information or reports if they found any police station that with the quite poor condition, with particular to that police station in Chieng province. Anywhere else, because he was too busy, he might have no time to visit every police station in Bangkok. Earlier, Police General Kamronwit had visited the Nang Leung and Pathumwan police stations before, and he said that did not seem to be any problems with the condition there, with the hygiene. So he had already ordered the police stations everywhere in Bangkok to take a very great care of their offices.
Obviously, this is one of the things that we're worried about, is that Police General Adun Sangsingkao is trying his best to make sure that the image of the police officers will be a little bit better, and that's not just so that we see them as, you know, a better police officer, but also so that they could serve the public a little bit better, more effective way and such. So anything would be great. All right, now to the bad news. Like I reported, there has been a report of 34 ATMs altogether that has been bombed. Now that doesn't even include the attack on the Rangers yet, and there was a report of at least 2 of the Rangers passed away due to the bomb attack already. Now I'm just going to go right to it. This is in the 3 southernmost provinces once again, of course, Narathiwat, Yala, as well as Pattani. And they say that there has been a report that in the Narathiwat Ratchanakarin Hospital, several of the bombs has been planted in various spots around the hospital itself. Now, as well as in Narathiwat province of Chao Ai Rong district, there has been a report that 20 of the Rangers were actually on a pickup truck going through the area where all of a sudden the bomb was actually exploded. 2 of the Rangers passed away instantly from the explosion, and 3 of them actually have to be sent to the hospital. At this point, obviously, they are in good condition now. However, in Narathiwat province, in Yingor district, there are also several of arsons that were reported as well. Now, as you can see, in Yala province, there are ATMs machines that were exploded due to the fact that bombs have been planted in Krung Thai Bank, as well as in the government saving banks and such, as you can see earlier there. Islam Bank as well. So at this point, in Ban Chiang district, various districts has been seen of late from the according to the news report is since yesterday all the way early yesterday. We're talking about just after midnight. So it just show you that a lot of southern violence is still not very stable. Now in Pattani province, there has been a report of the ATM machine from the government saving banks in front of the 7-Eleven, as you can see earlier there, exploded as well. There were at least 4 or 5 people injured from this particular event. Fortunately, there hasn't been any report of any death yet in Pattani province in terms of the ATM machines and such. Now they say that in other district in Nong Jik as well as in the Kokpo sub-district of Yaring district, there also the report of the bomb attack as well. So like I have mentioned, there's 34 ATMs altogether, and the police believe that this is probably insurgents, southern insurgents trying to show their opposition. And this is of course the chief, the 4th regiment chief.
The Region 4, right?
The Region 4 chief. At this point, they say that the fact that Pulo, one of the most, I guess, well-known
active
factions, exactly, apart from the BRN, has said that they would join the peace talk, and the police believe that this might be a part of the reaction. To show that a few of them still not very for peace talk. So it's very unfortunate because we're talking 34 bombs and arsons. Like
in
bombs
one
is
day.
exactly.
How could that happen?
And that's just for the ATMs. It doesn't even include the one that killed 2 of the rangers yet.
Imagine if we're leaving house just to.
That it's just not a condition that anyone deserve at all, and it's disheartening. Yeah.
But I believe there is going to be another round of negotiations between
the
the
5th one.
national security with the BRN later this
as well
month.
as the Pulo. So hopefully we'll find something better.
Now, just to give you a wrap up for this section, I've got an update of the case as well involving the major embezzlement of the credit union Klongjan branches that happened a few months ago. Now, there's the development there because yesterday, Kun Tharit Pengdit, the DSI Director General, had traveled to Klongjan Credit Union along with Kun Somchai Chanarongkun, the Director General of the Cooperative Promotion Department, and they had announced the removal of Kun Supachai Si Supha-Aksam, the chairman of the board committee of the Klongjan Credit Union, and also 12 other board members following the scandal, and also appointed the temporary team to tackle the issue and take over their job temporarily. This case stemmed back in 2008, according to what Kun Somchai said, and at that time he had already ordered the board committee to tackle the problems, to take a look at the issues, because it seems to be a problems regarding the liquidity of the credit union before. However, no progress has been made. That led to the removal of the 13-member board committee. And this temporary committee will be composed of the representatives from 6 cooperatives and also the auditors and the organizations that have trusted their money with the credit union, especially, for example, the Chulalongkorn Credit Union that have trusted their money with the Klongjan Credit Union. And this special committee will have 180 days to tackle the problem. That includes the measures to collect money to pay back to their clients, and also the they have to facilitate with the investigation, because police said that with the old committee, there seems to be a lot of trouble in getting the information, the documents, so they have to
That
appoint a
doesn't
new
really
team.
show transparency, does it?
Kun Harit Pengdit, the DSI chief, said that they are going to work together with the AMLO, the Anti-Money Laundering Office, in further investigating on the corruption cases as well. And this case stemmed after the allegation of the clients of Klongjan Credit Union that they did not get their money back and they could not withdraw that money from the accounts, and around 12 million baht had been embezzled. And Kun Supachai is the one major culprit in this accusation.
All right. Well, it's involved a lot of money and a lot of people, that's for sure. And it's very, at least I would like to see some, justice being served and such, or at least a little bit more information in terms of transparency so we can at least check it and such. All right, let's take a short break because we have a report on floods once again, and of course a little bit more updates in terms of whether or not old cars should be banned that we have talked about yesterday, so please stay tuned.